Hello guys, today I'm gonna tell you about Turkish mentality, how I can see it. I should say yes, we live in here not that long. This is the first. The second thing is we live in only in Istanbul and
Turkey.
big country with lots of different regions, and each region has its own peculiarity, food, dialect. That's why here I'm gonna tell you about my own experience, which I had living in Istanbul and communicating mostly with people who lives here. Of course, I can be wrong in some points, so let me know where. But if I'm right and you agree with me, leave a comment below as well, okay? Let's go. So I will start from the point that when I have been watching the people here, how they live, communicate with each other, their habits, I'm really admiring and at the same time confusing in some moments. Well, generally Turks are cheerful and energetic people. They like to enjoy life, good weather, the sea. Well, they have it all here. They like to spend their time outside in the nature. The weather is good here most of the year. And also Istanbul has many places like parks, embankments to have some picnic and enjoy the nature. And even here, and even in small parks there are some benches and tables to have picnic not that far from home. That is so nice. That's why they're taking their folding chairs, folding tables, some snacks. The most popular snacks, as I can see, is chips and sunflower seeds. Then chai, of course, or beer, and get together with their friends, families, talking and have fun. And I think exactly this habit to enjoy their life is the reason of their unhurried vibe and lifestyle in their daily life and in everything in general. I mean, if you will make appointment with the Turk, he may probably late. Actually, I think he most probably late. And at first, I just couldn't understand this. Or they may complete an order much later than the deadline. For example, a few weeks ago I gave my shoes for repair and they said it will be ready in 1 week. 1 week later I called them and asked how is it going. They say, oh sorry, give us 1 more week please. So 1 month has passed and it still was not ready. And this is the thing that I don't understand. Guys, if you don't have material for my shoes, just let me know. I will take my shoes back and I will go to another repair. There is no any problem. Why didn't you do that? Well, yeah, same experience I had with atelier here. But I can't say that all people are irresponsible here and always late. Of course, no. I also know many people here who is doing their job very clearly and in time. And they even get angry when someone is late. But generally, as I can see, there is relaxed ambience, like whatever you're doing can wait. And why are you so stressed? Take a rest, drink some tea. Turks are very enterprising people. Looks like they all have business skills in their blood and it runs in families. Because almost every family here has some small business. It can be kebab restaurant, small shop with home stuff or hair salon. By the way, it's very popular service here. And overall, Turkey is living by small and medium-sized businesses. That's why, yes, people here are busy and entrepreneurial. Next, Turkish are very talkative people. And for me, as a person from super opposite Russian culture, it is still very unusual and extraordinary. I mean, here it's totally okay to start to speak with someone even if you don't know a person. And that's why it looks like in this country everyone knows each other, especially because they call each other abi and abla, which means brother and sister, and it reinforces that feeling more, you know? Well, I have many examples here. The one of these is when our landlord and us were on the way to notary by taxi and our landlord was sitting on the front seat and they started to talk with the driver right away, and their conversation was so energetic, like they are two old friends who didn't see each other for a long time and now finally they met and they can tell everything about their life. Also, I have situation in Side where we had shooting. All our crew, it was around 10-15 people. They almost didn't speak English, but there was one guy from Azerbaijan and actually we could communicate with them. But when we met, I understand that this is super young guy and we have different interests. We don't have a lot of common things to talk about, you know? And for me as a person, I prefer not to talk than to talk just because I need to or something like this. I mean, I'm just kind of this person. Well, and there was a girl in this crew who was really wondering and surprising about that during 3 days. I mean, she was coming to me and asking, Yulia, this guy speaks Russian. Why don't you communicate? She just couldn't believe that. Well, we are super opposite here. Well, and even Turk doesn't know other language. He will definitely find a way to communicate. For example, on the playground next to our home, almost no one speaks English. But anyway, when I come to the playground, every time I'm talking with someone. And by the way, you guys not that shy in this question concerning salaries and money and rent payment, right? And this was also unusual for me. When I'm talking with someone for the first time and in 5 minutes I already can hear questions like how much money you get, how many rooms you have, how much do you pay for rent, how much you pay for kindergarten and all that stuff. I mean, normally this information about expenses we have, I may share only with my parents or close friends, and even with them we're not sharing this, you know? Okay, Turks really like to listen to the music, especially when they drive in a car. They open windows and turn on the music so loud so that everyone can hear it. And sometimes it's extremely loud for my ears. For example, when we have shooting in the studio, that I really need to ask to turn it down a little. And mostly I think they prefer Turkish singers than foreign ones. Also, I can see many people who is singing out loud when they drive in a bike. And actually, I also like to wear my headphones, walking around noisy streets when no one can hear me. Yeah, that's nice. Then of course, they like to eat. Well, who doesn't? They really like their traditional Turkish food. And I understand them because Turkish food is just incredibly delicious. I love it. Turks also like to treat you. They want you to try all the best they have. Meals are just huge in cafes and restaurants. And sometimes I even need to split it for 2 or 3 portions. I mean, that's cool actually, but dangerous a little bit. Then, they like football very much. It concerns watching the games and playing as well. There are many football fields all around Istanbul, even in city center. And every time passing through these fields, I can see that it's always busy. Young generation has their trainings, or some older guys who has group chat in Telegram or WhatsApp. They getting together and just play. Sasha also plays here, by the way. As I can see, Turks like their country. They know that it has many problems. Anyway, they are patriots. They are going outside when there are some national celebrations. They like their flag. By the way, flags are everywhere here. People just hang it on the windows their homes. Turks are friendly people and they are always ready to help. For example, I was looking for insurance company and I found it on the Google Maps. But when I came to this place, I could not find this company. And I started to ask people around, like, if they know where is this company. First, I asked one guy. He didn't know, but he said wait. He found some group of people nearby. He asked them. They also said that they don't know. This group of people also started to find someone who may know. Well, in the end, it was a group of 6 or 7 persons who were communicating with each other and trying to find this magical insurance company. Well, that day I didn't find it, but this is not about it. All these people were really trying to help. Okay, relationship inside the families. Again, here I'm telling you how I can see that, okay? I think that stereotype that man is working and woman is sitting at home with the kids, it's really stereotype. I mean, in eastern part of Turkey, yes, probably there are more conservative people living there, but if we're talking about Istanbul, I cannot say that exactly, because women are working a lot, men walking outside with the kids. By the way, I can see many dads on the playgrounds. Well, as I can see, there are modern relationships, but Turkish drama is also here, and this is about relationship between moms and sons. I heard very often when husband and couple give preference in opinion, attention, final decision to his mom than to his wife. Probably there are very sensitive relationship between sons and moms here, which I guess is very common all around the world, but here I can hear it a lot. As an example, my acquaintance who got married recently with a Turk, she told me that they started to argue right after wedding because he tells her a phrase like, even if I had 6 wives, I still would prefer my mom. Well, yeah. From here we move into topic about attitude towards older generation. I noticed that Turks respect older generation, and that's good. In fact, I think now in the world it becomes not that popular to listen to older people a lot. At the same time, I understand that age is not indication of real knowledges or wisdom, you know. Life experience shows that it's not always like this. But here respect doesn't mean unconditional submission. I think if older people will cross personal boundaries, well, Turks will not stand this. By the way, there is a tradition to kiss a hand and put it on your forehead when older people made some gift for you or even treat you. I saw it once on the playground and actually I find it really cute. But probably it's not that common because I saw it just once in 2 years and we spend lots of time on the playground. Okay, what about kids? That's my favorite part. One of the best features you guys have. And of course, I'm telling that as a parent. Anyway, Turks just adore little kids. And after 2 years, I'm still surprised about that. Probably for Turkish people now, it's even can be strange to hear that I'm surprised about this fact. But I'm telling you, that much love and kindness that you give to the children, I didn't see in any other country. When Turks can see a child, it doesn't matter which mood this person had 1 second ago. His face just changes right away. And he's starting to search what he can give to this child. And you guys cannot imagine how happy I am when I can see that my child is getting that much kind attention. Because of course, inside your family, you're trying to give all the best you have. But when your kid also can see it outside the family, that the world also give him this kindness and love, it's really pleasure. And actually I think that Diana is thinking that she lives in some magical and fairy tale world because when she's walking outside she may speak to anyone and she will surely get a reply. I even sometimes worry about it because the world is not the same as Turkey is concerning the kids, you know? If we're passing through restaurant, staff will give some food or snacks or sweets to Diana. When we're passing a book office next to our home, Diana will get some free books. Can you imagine? But the most important thing that she gets every time is attention and this care which goes from the people's hearts. And I thank everyone who is giving that love and warmth to Diana. I cannot imagine that in any other country my daughter would come to some stranger and say, "Hello stranger, look how beautiful my dress is." I think this guy will just ignore her and goes away. But here, she will definitely get big reply how beautiful her dress is, how beautiful she is. And also she will get some sweet or something like this. And even a person doesn't have something to give to child, he will go to the closest market and he will definitely buy something. Guys, I have billion stories like this. Every day go outside with Diana, minimum 3 persons will say some good things to Diana. Minimum 1 person will give something to her. And can you imagine how cool is that for a child to know that he is welcome everywhere? I think this kind of children will grow more free and they will be not shy to show their self to the world. And actually I think Turkey is the best country for little kids, preschool age, maybe after as well. We just didn't have this experience. And also here I started to feel easier about parenting. For example, in my country is more common when you should see child around you, but you shouldn't hear him, you know? Yes, of course, new generations have modern approaches concerning parenting, but anyway, we do not allow that much freedom to show yourself to our children than you give. Because for me, as for parent, it's not a problem to go anywhere with my child because everyone around understands that kid is a kid. He may run around, talk louder than you talk, but that's okay because it is child. Well, yes, they like children, but it doesn't mean that they allow everything to them. If a child will misbehave, like being loud just too much or disturb someone, of course, parent would let him know. And also there is very interesting and shocking for me actually way to punish kids. It is to put just a little spicy red pepper on the end of the child's tongue. But here I should say that they use it super rarely when it is about safety, like to run out on the road or to jump next to the open window. This is the way to prevent something bad that already happened once. And in Russia, by the way, it's very common to put your child to the corner of the room to think about what was bad, what he did. Okay, holidays. Here in Turkey, they have lots of holidays. As I can see, in Russia, we also have a lot of holidays. And every time before long holidays, I'm asking Turks like, what's the plan? What are they gonna do? And mostly I can hear that many people go to everyone's favorite Antalya, picking up everything they can pick from the hotel in the end of the holidays. Yeah, here we are the same. Also very popular direction is Izmir, Kaş. And if we're talking not about resort directions, people just go into their hometowns to visit their friends and relatives. Religion. I would say that Turkey mostly is religious country, but again, about Istanbul, I cannot say like this. I cannot see many people among young generations. Also, we have same in Russia. And if many young people without religion here, it means their parents do not force them to. Secular and conservative societies unite here in Istanbul, and as I can see, there is no conflict between them. Next, attitude to foreigners. Oh guys, just please less negative in comments, okay? Here I'm gonna tell how I can see situation. I'm sorry for this dog, but I can do nothing now, okay? I know that recent years Turkey is just full of foreigners and agenda is like foreigners go home. Yeah, but as I can see, it is mostly about Syrians refugees who is getting Turkish citizenship with the right of vote, and then they vote for permanent leader of the country. Modern and progressive people who doesn't like current government and they would like to change it. Now they cannot do this also because of this reason. Well, here actually I understand both sides. I understand people who run away from terrible conditions in their countries, and at the same time I understand Turkish people who is really tired because huge amount of foreigners here. What about Russians, Ukrainians and Belarusians? As I can see, Turks have good relation to us. I mean, no one said me to my face like you go home. And if I have a conversation with the person who I don't know and he's asking me where am I from and I'm replying that I'm from Russia, I always can hear oh Rusya iyi, Türkiye de iyi. Right? Turkish logic. Yes, I have this topic here. I just want to say that we are having different ways of solving problems in our life. I have many examples here, but the one of these is also from the shooting in Side that I had. Well, we needed to shoot a scene next to the kids' swimming pool. First, my logic. I know that we need this location without any people there from 4 to 6 p.m. tomorrow. What am I doing? I put some poster one day before on the entrance to this zone that, dear guests, I'm talking with the guests who paid for their holidays in this hotel, okay? Tomorrow from 4 to 6, this zone will be closed. Thank you for understanding and blah blah. What our filming crew is doing without any notification. They just come to this zone full of parents and kids. Someone is sleeping there. So they come there and say, hello guys, could you please take your stuff and go right now? This is not even logic. This is again maybe this relaxed lifestyle. Problems should be solved as they come and blah blah. Okay, next, traffic rules. As for me, it's a chaos on the roads, and now I cannot imagine that I may drive here. And it's very interesting way how they move here, because mostly I think they decide who will go first on the cross based not on the science, but by opening the window and say like, hey Abigail, although this guy could be on the main road. And there is no such a thing as a crosswalk, you know? Means they don't let pedestrians cross the road in the places designed for that. At the same time, they allow to do it in places definitely not for pedestrians. Well, yeah, it works here somehow. So once I had situation in taxi, I asked the driver to stop a little closer than my destination point was, and I said like, oh, here please. He said, here, okay. He just stopped the car just in the middle of the road, and I started to looking for money for payment in panic, but the driver was calm, despite the fact that everyone behind us was beeping and honking us. And as I can see, they are not care and sad that much as we have, for example, when they bump their car. But they do it often here, and during the parking they could bump a pillar or another car. They will just go out, check it and say, okay, that happens. And we'll go home. And in conclusion of driving topic, I will tell you a story. Once I was observing traffic on the road. Because of some small car accident, one car bumped to another one, so they put triangle on the road. And when I was passing by these cars, the owners were smoking, talking and laughing to each other. Well, next chapter I have is home. And here I just want to say that I noticed that there are many shops with a lot of different small stuff for home, some forks, some woody dishes, some decorative stuff, and Turkish people like this. Actually, I also like kind of the shops. Then, style. Well, I can see many stylish people, especially in city center. I would say that Turks like bright colors, but also I can see beige core ladies, especially Muslim girls. They prefer total beige, and actually I like how it looks. I still didn't mention one of the main Turkish habits is smoking. Everyone smokes here and everywhere. They smoke next to the kids, in taxi, and sometimes even they don't ask if it's okay for us or no. But by the way, mostly they ask. Well, yeah, generally they just enjoy the life and smoke. Also, I can tell you some difference with Russian culture, and I was really surprised about that you don't celebrate New Year. I mean, yes, you celebrate it, but super different way. Because in Russia, it's a huge celebration which lasts a whole week. But this time my parents came to Istanbul for New Year and we made a little celebration with our Turkish friends. Now, very informative and very important difference between us is that steam train, you have chuf chuf, but we have chuh chuh. Well, that's it. What can I say in conclusion? Guys, you cannot imagine what a pleasure to observe your culture. And you know, when I was doing material for this video, I was walking around Istanbul and I was observing your daily life. I wanted to record more, to record closer. But you know, I cannot just come to a known person and start recording. I looked weird even without it. Well, yeah. So, for me, Turkish people are cheerful, friendly, open people who is always ready to help. I like Istanbul, I like the people here, and I wish you guys all the best. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Like if yes and like if no. Bye!